Hi everyone, my name is Whitney Price and I'm here with Megan Taylor, and we are occupational therapy students from Queens. And this is just a short video on how you can use technology in lesson planning for math teachers. So the first thing we want to emphasize is that Smart Notebook tools are not just for Smartboard users. So some of the tools that are available in Smart Notebook software can be really valuable even if you don't have that interactive piece of the smartboard. Even if you're just using a projector for your classroom, you can still manipulate the notebook file from your computer, and this can be very useful for your students as well. So the first thing we want to introduce are math tools. So math tools are an addition to the Smart Notebook software, and it costs around $175 a board. There is a free trial on the Smartboard website that you can download and try out the different tools. We have included a video in the presentation just kind of briefly outlining what each of these tools do. So there's for example, there's a tool that you can create a table of values and then transform that table of values into a graph, or there's also an option where you can like write an algebraic equation and simplify it. So those are some things that go beyond what the regular Smartboard software can do, but there's lots of cool things that are built into the notebook software. So one of those things are the measurement tools that are included in the software. So I'm just going to start a new page. I'm going to remove this theme. I'm not sure why that is happening. And so the measurement tools are located in this measurement tools icon. If this icon is not in your toolbar, this little wheel over here allows you to edit your toolbar, so you can find whichever icon you need and drag it in. So mine's already there. I'm just going to click on the measurement tools and show you the ruler. So all of the tools you kind of need to play around with to figure out how to tilt them and how to move them and how to make them bigger and smaller. So for this one, if you want to move around the ruler, you want to click it in the middle. If you want to rotate it, you want to click on this outside edge. So that allows you to rotate the ruler. And if you want to change the size, you're going to click on this white circle over here. So what the ruler allows you to do is measure things, obviously, and also create straight lines. So if you draw, it allows you to make a perfectly straight line. As well, it extends beyond the ruler. So if it's not long enough, you can keep drawing the line on the same angle. You can also switch if you want it in centimeters or inches here with this tool. And when you do rotate it, it tells you how many degrees you're rotating it. So that's cool. So you can make a triangle with this. So this is a 28-degree angle. And I can draw along the tool and make whatever angle I want. So I'll clear that. And I'll introduce the next tool, which is the protractor. So the protractor is another really cool tool that you can use in your lessons interactively. So it does the same thing as the ruler. You can draw perfect arches here depending on what you need. So to move around the protractor tool, if you click on the outside, you're going to move it kind of in a circle. If you click on the inner edge, you can make it bigger and smaller that way. And then to move it around, you click on the center. This is one of the best features, I think, of the protractor tool, is that you can make an angle. So if I want to make a 40-degree angle, I'm going to drag this hand up to 40 degrees. And in the middle, you can see it's showing you exactly how many degrees this angle is. Just create an angle like that, press this arrow button, and it exports it as like an angle that you can move around. So this can be like super, super helpful if you're doing any trig or a geometry or anything like that. You can also make this a full circle by clicking on that button down here at the bottom. You can change the the side from which the angle is being measured as well by moving the lower arm over to the other side. So that switches to a bigger angle here. So, I move it that way. So I'm going to get rid of this tool and clear my ink. There is no ink, so I will select these and delete them. So the next one is this Godraic protractor, I think it's called. So this kind of has the same features. You can tilt it, so the middle moves it around. The outside edge allows you to tilt it in a circle, and then it tells you in the middle circle what angle you're tilting it at. And you can also draw lines. So if I want to choose my pen tool, draw this straight line here, measure it. That's what this allows you to do. And then the last measurement tool that's included in the software is the compass. So I'm going to clear my ink. So the compass basically allows you to draw like perfect circles. So you can, this one's a little hard to manipulate. So you can see when you have the 4 arrows, that allows you to move it. The green button is going to let you tilt it around. If you want to switch the side from which your pencil is, you click this button. If you want to drag your pencil away from the middle thing, you click the arm. And once you're ready, so I want my circle maybe this big, you click on the tip of the pen, and that will allow you to go around and draw your perfect circle. So these are really cool, really cool applications that you can use in Smart Notebook software that you can make your lessons really interactive for math class. Another really useful thing in Smart Notebook software are the graph and axis items that you can insert in. So to access these, you're going to go to your gallery, so along the side toolbar here, and you're going to type in a search term. So if you want XY axis, I just search graph. So you can go to pictures. Here's my XY axis I can use to make graphs right on the board. There's a chart. You probably don't want to use that. And then there's notebook files and pages. So these are just examples of different graphs. And then there's backgrounds and themes. So this has quite a few different options. So logarithmic scales, XY axis at different sizes, XYZ axis that you can use for graphing on the board. And so those are all very useful. If I search background, in the gallery, it's also gonna give you a section. So no, that's not related. Backgrounds and themes. So where you found all the other axes, so the XY axis and the grids, they're also polar coordinates. So you can use these for graphing on the board as well. Cool. Oh, so the other thing in the gallery that I really wanted to point out to you guys were the Flash applications. So I'm going to undo and remove this somehow. Remove. I think it's because it's actually the background of my slide, so I'm just going to delete it. So the Flash applications are here. So when you go and search graph again, and instead of choosing pictures, you can choose interactive and multimedia. And here there are different options for some Flash applications. So if you want to do algebraic function, so this is in the A, B, C, D format, you can change the values here and make different graphs. So that's pretty cool. Maybe 4. So it's nice that that's built right in to the software. You don't have to go anywhere out for it. So you can zoom in, zoom out. This centers the graph to wherever you want. and you can explore those on your own time depending on what your needs are. So I think we're done here. So a couple different apps I wanted to show you that are useful. So first of all, I am displaying my Apple devices on my computer through an application called Reflector. So Reflector is an application you can download on your computer, whether it be a Mac or a PC, and it allows you to display your Apple products on the screen. So it has to be an Apple product, that's kind of the only limitation, but it mirrors exactly what's on your device onto your computer screen, and then in this way you can show it to your class through a projector or the smartboard. So I'm going to show you my apps on my iPad. So Reflector is a $12.99 download from the internet. You can just Google Reflector and it will come up, Reflector application, and it's a one-time fee. But you don't have to add anything onto your devices. The Apple products already have the AirPlay built in, so it allows it to connect. So I'm going to connect to my computer, and my iPad's going to pop up, hopefully. So here it is. So that's how you connect it. You just have to swipe up from the bottom, and this little bar at the bottom will show up. It's going to automatically be on iPad or whatever your device is, and then you can scroll through and find what your computer name is and connect to your computer that way. So the applications I want to show you, I'm going to go into full screen mode, enter full screen, and go into my productivity folder. So in this folder I have a couple different applications that can be really useful for math teachers. Oh, it's frozen. I'm going to end the connection. So the first one I want to show you is MathPad. So this is an app you can use to make your complicated equations. So I know it's a pain to make typed handouts for math or tests where you have to go through and find out all the different math symbols, and it can be a big pain. So this allows you to get around that. So if I just write any equation, there are a ton of symbols it recognizes. So maybe x4 square root ab exclamation mark, and that's going to send that right into text for me, and I could add on afterwards too. So maybe I want d4 s. So after you have created whatever equation you want, you're just going to click the export button, and then you can email it to yourself. So you can export it and then select mail or messages to yourself, or however you want to get it there. So that's called MyScript MathPad. And then MyScript has another application called MyScript Calculator. And this just allows you to write down calculations, and it gives you the answers in real time. So if I want to say the square root of 4 pi 5 over 3, and I press this calculate, default it's going to calculate it right away, but I have it so that I have to press calculate before it goes. Press calculate. Calculate. And it gives me the answer right away. So that's a pretty cool option. It recognizes handwriting really well. It even does, like if I were to do this, it recognizes that. Calculate. So these are actually free apps, which is really cool, that you can download and use in your class. The last application I want to show you is Desmos. So there's lots of options for this, but this is just one of the it's kind of like a graphing calculator app that's free that you can use on your device. So you can input any kind of equation here, x squared plus 3, or times 3, I meant to press plus. So that's another option for you. So I'm just going to end the connection here and go back to my notebook. So other resources that you can use in the classroom are the TI-83 graphing calculator. So on the Texas Instruments website, I've included the link below. There's a 90-day trial for TI SmartView, and that allows you to embed the Texas Instruments calculator into your Smart Notebook kind of software. And so if your class has maybe a class set of graphing calculators, you can demonstrate the keys that they need to press on the board while they follow along with their graphing calculators. There's also a lot of teacher math pages that have great resources. So if you just want to Google different like whichever subject area you're teaching, a lot of teachers have posted resources to share that you can definitely take advantage of. So all these links are included in the presentation and they will accompany the video. Thanks so much for your time.